You can set up quizzes in any blended or on-demand course in Cademy and test your students' knowledge whilst they're going through the course. Here's how it works. You edit any on-demand or blended course that you have, and under the contents section, you'll see that you now have a quiz block. You can add a quiz or more into any lesson, so you can just drag it in here and configure it, or you can add a standalone lesson that's just going to be a quiz. So I'm going to add that in, drag it up top, and say test your knowledge. I'm going to create a quiz block, just put it in here, and I will add in my questions. If I click to add, I'll be prompted to choose the type of question I want to ask, and the classic one is a multiple choice question. So if I'll click on that, I'll be able to add in my question. What is the national animal of Scotland? There we go. And I can say dog, cat, or unicorn. I can select which answer is correct using this checkbox here, or I can remove options from the list or add more options using these buttons. Now, I can also configure additional settings for this question by clicking on the settings cog there. And you can see that I can choose to make this a multiple choice answer, so maybe the student will be able to select more than one answer that applies. Or I can provide feedback whenever the student answers correctly or incorrectly. So I can say, well done, keep it up. Or, sorry, try again, and maybe give them a clue here. When adding more questions, you'll see I'll add in different types. So maybe a short answer, and I'll say, what is the best quiz platform in the world? And of course, the correct answer is Cademy. And then I'm going to add another question for a for a number. I'm going to say, what is the meaning of life? And the answer is 42. Now, you can see in the setting for the short answer and for the number question, the options are a bit different. So I have the ability to control whether I want an exact match, including the casing for the text answer, and for the number answer, I can set up a tolerance. So maybe if they answer within 2 digits or so to the correct number, I'll allow it as a correct answer, right? And last type of question is a long text where the student will have to enter, a longer kind of piece of text, maybe an essay or a more expanded explanation of a topic. So, how much do you like the quiz Cademy, right? So it's a more open-ended question. Now, I'll save my progress, and now's a good time to look at the preview. There we go. This is my quiz. I'm quite happy with it. And before I go next, I want to highlight some of the options that you have in the quiz itself. So there's a button here to control the quiz settings, and if I click on that, I'll see a couple of options. So I can set up my quiz to automatically mark students, and that will use the correct or wrong answers that I set on the quiz. And I can configure a passing grade. Let's say it's 75%. I can then allow retakes or require the pass in order to progress to the next lesson. If this is off, the student will not be able to go to the next lesson until they complete and get a pass on this quiz. The biggest feature here is, of course, the option to control whether it's an automatic or manual assignment. So if I leave it as is, I'll set up a new quiz that will leave as manual and give you an idea of how that works. I'll add another lesson here, end of course test. I'll add another quiz. I'll add in a question. I'll make it just a single question, long text. I'll keep it open-ended. You like Cademy. And then I can control the quiz settings, and I'll mark it manually in this scenario. I'll confirm, I'll save, and to experience it as an actual student, I'll go in and add myself into the course. I'll keep the course unpublished, but I'll add in myself onto it. So I'll send myself a confirmation email. Now I'm already logged in, So I can just click in here and refresh to see the course that has been created. And let's see, where's the one with the quiz? It's this one here. And I can see the lessons on this course as we've set them up. If I look at this lesson over here, I can choose to answer them correctly or not for this example. And submit. And you can see that it's prompting me to answer more, to add more details in here. If I submit again, it now gives me feedback based on which questions I've got correctly or incorrectly. And I have the option to try again and then resubmit. So if I'll say unicorn here and 42 in here, resubmit, there we go, I've now passed the quiz. So this gives me an idea of how the quizzes that allow me to automatically be marked work. Now, for a quiz that is manually marked, the student would type in their answer, and then it would say, someone will need to mark this. What will happen is the person assigned as the course owner will get a notification saying there's a submission that requires them to mark it. And within the inbox, there's going to be a new quiz response coming through. You'll be able to see all the questions on the quiz, and you'll be able to mark individual questions as correct or incorrect. And you can provide additional feedback to the student through the inbox by just typing a message as you would normally do with any other conversation. At the end, if you're happy with the quiz, you can just mark it as pass, and then the student will get a feedback notice on here as well, and they will know that they've passed the quiz, and they'll be able to progress if that's keeping them from moving along through their course. Right?